What's up, Mr. Ty? We are live. We got Spawn Fanatic in already.
Yes. What's up, guys? What's up, Tommy?
And we were just we're waiting for Jimmy. He should be on any moment. So yeah. Let me just let him know we're on. But he should be on any moment. But yeah, you got. I don't know, man. Is it Winston? Is it Javier? That's the only question I have, bro.
That's a great question to ask, and definitely, as some of the fans have already expressed through the message boards, be it whether social channel you prefer, the consensus seems to be that it is the same gunslinger spirit that is possessing Javi's body right now.
Yeah.
So there's the relations, the Amy, the mention of the sister Amy in the name. So some of those clues along the way indicate that would be so, but is this a mystery that they're keeping it as the writing comes along, as the issues keep coming out? We shall see. So far, Gunslinger #1 really came out as a banger issue. Definitely brings us back to the old Western. So that's a subject that Mr. Palmiotti is very, very familiar with. So I'm glad to see him on the book.
Me too, man. I'm not sure there's a better writer in comics for a Western. If anybody has read his Jonah Hex, it is at the top of my list of some of the best DC titles, runs by a writer. He is absolutely, I mean, obviously he did Harley Quinn with his wife, Amanda, which was a banger, but man, his Jonah Hex run was very solid, man. It's a great run. And when I heard that he was coming on to do a like a retro cowboy gunslinger, dude, I was so happy, man, because I already know what we're getting. I already know what we're gonna get with Jimmy. He's freaking amazing, man. Yeah, I mean, he's a great writer, anyways. But to get him on a title like this, where he is writing a Western version of Gunslinger, dude, all day, man.
Yes, definitely. Mr. Palmiotti has a long history of being involved with so many characters throughout, small characters to mainstream characters. Mr. Palmiotti definitely brings the experience into the writing, into the Spawn universe. But most importantly, like you said, Tommy, it's his knowledge and his experience writing Westerns.
Yeah.
And be it Yellowstone or be it Clint Eastwood Western, people like a good old Western, people like that world, that period of time. And personally, I find the Gothic mythologies of the Western world, the Old West, are so spooky and dark and creepy, and that magic, and it's like combined with the Native American culture. And I think Gunslinger fits really well into this universe.
Could not agree with you more, man. Could not agree with you more. I had a blast, man. I thought the title was awesome. I actually have it on in PDF as well. So I'm hoping when Jimmy comes on, we could just go through it together, man.
For sure. Definitely Gunslinger Spawn has so much potential, so much caliber to the character that I'm always a huge promoter of the character. You know, and why not? He just brings us something a little different to the mix into the Spawn world, just like medieval Spawn does, just like Hound does in the outer world sense. But I think Gunslinger's rooted into that old Western that many people that live in this country are very familiar with. Absolutely. And that me personally living in Colorado, we have a lot of cultural sites, and there's a lot of landmarks within the state that we can visit. One of those being Doc Holliday's resting place. Up in Golden, Colorado. So we have Doc Holliday's allegedly remains are in there.
I think so, man. Yeah, no, I grew up in Southern California, but we consider ourselves the rednecks of California, man. My son rode bulls for many years in the Pacific Coast Bull Riders Association. Awesome. So we've been through Colorado. They have the Rodeo Hall of Fame there in Colorado that we've been to. There was that one cowboy, the singing cowboy. I can't remember his name, but they're in in Golden, Colorado, they have a museum of him too.
John Denver?
No, it's anyway, you have the Coors plant, and then up on the hill,
Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill. So they have the Buffalo Bill Museum right there. I've been to several times. But yeah, it's freaking as cowboy as it gets in Colorado, man. So
it is, and it's so cool. You can go to Durango. I don't know if you're familiar with that city in Colorado. Durango, it's the best you can get as far as feeling in a Western, because Durango will take you in an old-fashioned steam train that you can take from Durango to this other town, and it's like a 45-minute train ride. And once it stops in the middle of the town, and you are walking in an old Western town with the old-fashioned drugstores and everything else, and it's if you are a fan of Westerns, you would love taking this train ride.
Yeah. No, it's such a beautiful place too, man. I love going to Colorado, man. You live in a beautiful, beautiful part of the country for sure, man.
Thank you. No complaints. No complaints so far. I like to travel a lot, but I always bring it back home to Colorado.
I love it, man. Well, while we're waiting for Jimmy, why don't you show us your latest pickup that you got when you were?
Oh man.
Yes, dude, that is
haven't.
Or the gun that you got, man. Let's show that baby off.
Sure. I had this ready for the show this evening, and a lot of people have asked me about it, and they good eyes everybody on picking it up on the Instagram post. But there it is. It's a toy gun, but it is so well crafted in what the gunslinger would probably wear on his, holster. I love the handle with the skulls in him, the detail on them.
Yeah.
And then you got the strings attaching the whole barrel.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I love this thing. This was a $10 pickup at a toy show here in Colorado. And I just had to have it. Here it is. So another thing that I got in the mail is this old ad for Image United.
Is that Shadowhawk? Is that what it is?
Yeah. So this is a piece poster for the Image United book. It's a hardcover book that you could pick up, and it was signed by the guys that are providing the art on this cover. You got Eric Larson, Jim Valentino, Mark Silvestri, and Todd McFarlane. So they joined forces to come up with a hardcover book, and this was you could say a teaser print that they did, and in the back you got so this is one of those latest pickups that I got for the collection. And then obviously we got the giveaway going on later.
Yes.
And so what I have here is a factory seal Gunslinger action figure.
That's dope, man.
This is the first one. As you can see, the difference between the first release and the second one was that he came with two guns, right? Very similar to the one I have life size. And the new version came with a Gatling style machine gun.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think Gunslinger figures are hard to come by as it is.
Yeah.
So to have the first release in your collection, it's definitely something that
it's a must.
Would be really cool. Not to mention that he looks exactly like the cover of Gunslinger, Deadly Tales of Gunslinger.
Yes. This is cover A.
Yes.
And Patrick Reynolds did this one. And he also has done the interior work, obviously, the sequential art as well. But, dude, this cover is dope, man. I know we got the McFarlane cover, and then there's a Bjorn one, which I haven't been able to find yet. But I take this cover even over McFarlane, and I love, I think we all love McFarlane, man. But this one here is dope.
It is. And to me, as an action figure collector, I feel like they ripped the art or the face of the guy into that cover.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. It's exactly the same.
Yes. So there's that.
The same.
And the other, the prize giveaway, not just the action figure, but also the comic.
Ooh. That's the Bjorn, Bjorn cover.
Yes. So there it is. So we'll be giving that away. That's a 2-pack. So I don't normally do action figures giveaway. So this would be a very special one for having Jimmy on.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jimmy Palmiotti, and while we're waiting, many of you guys may know Jimmy Palmiotti from The Punisher, from Jonah Hex, from Daredevil, but he
Killer
also
Jane, bunch of good stuff.
Killer Jane, but little is known about this particular character that I'm a big fan of, and this is Ash. And Ash was a creation of Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti. Yeah. This was the product of their friendship, the collaboration, and they came up with this character, Ash, comic book, and they made an action figure. As an action figure collector, I had to have it, and here it is. So hoping awesome. that he does it again.
He'll be super happy to see that, Ty.
I keep bugging him to ask him, when is Ash coming back?
Yeah. It'd be interesting. You know, Joe Quesada has been really busy. He started his own publishing company called Amazing Comics. And in 2025, he will be coming out with a whole bunch of good stuff.
Yes, I saw some of his work over at the New York Comic Con. And
okay, good.
Yes, it looks amazing. Joe Quesada is such a amazing artist, amazing comic book artist. His art, in my opinion, it stands the test of time. You look at a Joe Quesada cover, whether it's a Batman cover, Daredevil, Spider-Man. I mean, all of the stuff that he's done. Exo Manowar, Ninjak with Valiant Comics. So he's been around. His legacy still goes on and continues. So I love to see any work by Joe Q. It's always impressive.
Yeah, I was at a comic book shop in Orange County just going through the back issues, and I came across, I believe, a Nightwing cover that Joe did, and he autographed it. And I couldn't believe it was stuck in the bin. It was $4. I grabbed it, didn't say anything, walked out. I was like, yes.
It's crazy how, and as we were talking about earlier, it's like how finding these treasures as you travel, because I know you travel too. And I go to a comic book store and to walk in, and right away I'm spotting something that I don't have, and it's like radar vision right there. It's like, I gotta have that. I gotta take it home. And it's fun. It's like I said, it's what makes my job really enjoyable, is to travel. Go to different comic book stores, meet different people, meet with fans sometimes if I have time.
Absolutely.
So it's the coolest part of the travel is just to collect and meet with other people.
That's the one good thing about travel, man. I'm not a super big fan of it, and I do a lot like you. Not as much as you. You got like some international stuff that you're doing.
Yes.
But I do travel around the U.S. because I'm in the grocery industry, and man, I tell you, every time I go, like you, man, the first thing I do is right when I land in the plane, I rent my car and like, all right, where's the nearest comic book store?
Yes.
That's hilarious, man. I hope everything's okay with Jimmy. I talked to him earlier today. He goes, I'll see you tonight.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so he should be on.
Cool beans.
They went through quite a bit this year with the hurricane. I don't know if everybody knows, but both Jimmy and Amanda, their house was flooded, and he lost a lot of his comic. He has built a pretty amazing brand himself outside of all the other great things that he does, and a lot of his comics were kind of destroyed. So
I saw that. I saw the pictures he posted about the damage that had caused in his property. But yeah, that's one of the challenges about living in Florida, right? It's like always that risk. But I think he was okay. He's safe, and comic books will be printed.
Yep.
And so as long as everybody's safe and sound, that's the most important thing.
For sure.
Yeah. And I have been to Jimmy's area. I've traveled to his part of his neck of the woods in Florida. Yeah. I have been to the comic book stores that he frequents, and they are pretty cool stores, I have to say. So
there's some good shops in Florida, man.
They do have some good shops in there. And Florida and also New England, I get to find some really good stuff because older stores, older town, older states, they just have the goods, the 90s stuff, the stuff that I like to dig in, and
yeah,
there it is. Nobody wants the 90s stuff. So I'm like, I'll take it. Taking all your 90s stuff.
exactly.
Wildcat, Youngblood, Ash, Ninjak.
I'm just sending him a quick text or email real quick. Usually him and I talk on X.
Okay, yeah, he's been there always a lot. He interacts.
Yeah, he's pretty active on X.
Here's another figure I got. I don't know if you can see, but this guy is from Guitar Hero. It's a video game that came out back in the day, I guess, Guitar Hero. And they had a bunch of characters. McFarlane Toys did the action figures for the game. And so this is one of the characters, but this is the variant. And what makes this variant special is he's wearing a Spawn t-shirt.
I've never seen that before.
The one that Todd was frequently using at shows and everything else is that shirt. But
that's not a McFarlane figure, though, right?
It's a McFarlane figure, yeah.
Really? So he did a whole Guitar Hero line?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
So, but the kicker about this particular figure, like you wouldn't know if that was the variant because he was packaged like this.
Yeah.
Right. So he would cover the shirt, right? So that's how it made it a little bit of a challenge to find the guy wearing the Spawn shirt. And so that was
dude, that is awesome, man.
$10. Can't go wrong with $10.
No, you can't go wrong, man. You cannot go wrong with that, man. How did I miss that when I was at your place, man?
Oh no, that just came in.
Okay. I was gonna say. I thought I would have seen that one, man.
Oh man, since you've been here, I mean, when you were here, I was showing you the process of how the stuff comes in, right? Basket 1, basket 2, basket 3, and then it goes. So it's all organized. So there's been probably 2 basket rotations since you last been here.
Really? Like, how do you? I just don't like you make like the little like I've been in there, right? And you kind of go down into the basement, and it's gorgeous, man. And it's definitely Spawn, but there's a lot of other stuff that you and your wife collect. But then you make that little turn into that other little room where you're at right now, man. And I mean, it's a good size, but with the amount of stuff that you have, like, how are you? Maybe that's why you have the 3 baskets that you're trying to work in. But man, like you should be an architect, bro. You can make the most out of the smallest space ever, man.
I definitely like Tetris. I definitely like to play Tetris. So I'm able to kind of see where things could fit in nicely and not, because I do not like stuff over top of stuff that's on top of other stuff, and there's no organization. So I think but Tommy, honestly, since you last been here, the room is at overload capacity right now, which brings me to the fact that I'm going to be moving mid 2025 to a bigger house in Denver, closer to the airport. So that location already has got a huge basement and a guest room within the basement and a bar in the basement. So I have all these ideas for this setup. So it's going to be ridiculous. Cool. Yes.
Someone's going to sleep in the room.
And you can stay at the Spawn guest room. I might even get a Spawn blanket. I might get a Spawn blanket. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I love it, man. That's awesome. That is so cool, bro. That is so cool, man. I mean, everyone needs to experience that room. If you follow me, you'll be on my Instagram. You see some of the pictures that I took when I was with Ty, but I had a blast, man. We had a great dinner, some nice glass of wine, and then we went down there and I just geeked out for about an hour and a half looking at everything.
we have some questions. We have some activity here on the message.
Yeah.
I don't know if you.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, what's up, Mark? Mark is the Tiny Spawny on Instagram, and let me tell everybody that Mark is the Gunslinger Wikipedia. So So next time we should have Mark here
Yes.
in the Gunslinger mode, because he's the Bible. He's the Bible of Gunslinger. What else we got? What's up, Punisher?
Punisher's in the house. Nate. Yeah, Eric.
Rob. Creators Outlet.
Yeah, that's Will. He has a podcast too. It's pretty good. I've been on his show a few times.
An old Wild West hunt character for Deadly Tales. Yes, I can definitely see that mix in.
For sure. Yeah, Hunt character would be awesome. Hunt. A Mason Man tail and a gold prospector tail is dope.
I was telling you, here in Colorado, we have a lot of Western sites and landmarks and places like that. And we also have abandoned mines where they were, digging places like Glenwood Springs. There's some mining, as well as Leadville, Colorado. And there's ghost tours that take into these mines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like, if Jimmy wants to do like a wrap-up party and we can go to like Leadville and go to one of those ghost tours, I'm down for that. Definitely, that can be arranged.
Yeah, that'll be dope, man.
Oh, it's so rich in history in that area, and the mining, like back then in the gold rush times, and there's tours that you can take down these mines that were just abandoned.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Incredible.
How's the weather in Cali?
Well, I'm in Texas right now at our new place, so I'm here by myself. Selfishly, I moved my office here. So I rented a U-Haul, brought everything from my office, all my figures and everything, and I got everything set up. And I've been working here for about a week and a half because I had some work out here too. And now tomorrow I'm driving back to Cali to pick up the wife. My youngest daughter just had a baby 2 days ago, so our second grandchild, a little girl. And I haven't seen her yet, just, FaceTime. So I'm looking forward to getting down there and check it out, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to the Orlando MegaCon. I'm going to make an official announcement on Instagram very soon. But yes, I'm going to be heading over to Florida the weekend of February 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, I think.
Yeah.
So we got everything booked, and I shall be there if anybody's going there.
Yeah.
I won't be able to bring this on the plane.
No. You better keep the orange tip if you do that.
Oh, yeah.
I have not read the last issue of Spawn Kills Every Spawn, but I was showing you, man, just because of SpawnCon, I was blown away that it was put on the cover. Let me see if I can find it, man.
Oh, that
Maybe
cover.
You already knew about it, Ty, too, man. But I was in the comic shop, and I'm a little behind. I mean, Spawn, there's been so many Spawn titles that have come out. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe I don't have it in front of me. But there's been, here it is. There's been so many. And then I had to get my Mark Spears cover, too, man. I love Mark Spears' art, man.
I will be a huge advocate for his art. It really pops.
Yeah. But for you and the rest of the team, together SpawnCon, man, to have SpawnCon right on the cover of a Spawn comic.
Yes. And we as the guys who put it together, we thought it was really funny that he's using the logo that we had a bunch of logos that we pitched to Todd, and he was like, I like, he has his own batch of ones that he liked.
Yeah.
And we went with the one that we had, but the one that he used in the cover for that comic,
was
one of the rejected ideas that we had.
Yeah. So this is probably his favorite, and he didn't say anything about keeping that one for himself.
His favorite, right?
But who did this cover? That's what I don't know. This isn't a McFarlane cover. Let me see who wrote.
That's that's a different guy.
Yeah, someone else, man. So it'll be interesting to see who did the cover, and if they're aware that there really was
a SpawnCon.
If he realized there was actual SpawnCon and he didn't just think he came up with that, man. Let's see.
Oh no, everybody over the office at McFarlane Productions is very, very aware of SpawnCon. We had a really good relationship with them when we put SpawnCon together, and we had a blast. They were very supportive of us doing the show, and we had the blessing of Todd McFarlane himself to grant us the opportunity to put it together. So we're very grateful for that, and we had a blast. People still talk about it to this day.
Yeah. No, it's what an amazing thing that you all did.
It's so fun. It was so fun. It's just to meet with other people. That's how I met Mark and a bunch of the other guys that you get to write with over the socials, and then to be able to meet with them and shake hands and geek out and have fun after. I mean, like, we had so many adventures during that weekend. It's so many stories.
Yeah, I bet, man. I can only imagine.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on. And I got to meet Jeff Monk in person during that weekend.
Wow.
Right? Jeff Monk went to become a Spawn cover artist for the issues coming up for Spawn. So, I mean, how would I have met Jeff Monk that way? It had not been for SpawnCon.
Yeah.
You know, Keybar, right?
Yeah.
One artist from all the way from France came to SpawnCon.
It's crazy.
And
Jordan go there? Jordan Noir?
Jordan Noir was there, yeah.
Because he just, I don't know if everybody knows this, but he just signed something with Image as well. So he did a Witchblade cover, I think issue 3, if I'm not mistaken. And I have a feeling, he can't talk about it obviously, but I have a feeling a couple Spawn cover with all these titles coming out, man. I have a feeling there'll be a Spawn title or 2 where he'll be doing a cover, and he's in another one you need to look out for, man.
Oh, for sure.
He's very talented, man. Very
Jordan talented. Is so cool. And for everybody listening or watching, is it's one thing when you interact with people over, you know, a message board or whatever, but it's another thing when you guys meet these artists in person. And somebody like that, like Jordan, he's just so fun to be around with. And you want to party, you want to hang out, you want to geek out, you want to talk Star Wars. He's a huge Star Wars fan, so you get everything by trying to make it out to these shows. So if you are in the Florida area, swing by MegaCon. Orlando, come say hi.
When is it, Ty?
It's the weekend of February 5th, 6th, and 7th, and 8th. Yeah. So Orlando during that time, the weather's gonna be beautiful. I already scoped out the area; it looks great. The hotel, all the hotels are practically walking distance, and you got Universal Studios. There's going to be a Universal Studios night just for the MegaCon attendees.
Oh wow!
So we can geek out and throw up together after we're done with the ride.
So I will be in Northern California the 5th and 6th for meeting, man. I wish I could go, bro.
I'm trying
to go to Dallas at all for their big. Isn't Dallas? What's it called? It's huge, man. It's
Dallas Fan Expo.
Fan Expo, yeah, I think it's Fan X.
When is it?
I don't know, but I'm down here, man, so I'll be there. I hope you come.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know the dates, and I'll take a look.
Yeah. Punisher's asking how I feel about modern comics. Some modern comics are really good. Some I just kind of move on. I really don't talk about the things I dislike. I try to focus on the things I do like, and I will tell you, man. There's some really good stuff out there. Not as much as I used to like in the 90s, but there's still some good stuff out there, man. Everything Green Lantern related is on fire right now. Jeremy Adams is killing. I think he's one of the best writers. Anything Philip Kennedy Johnson does, I really enjoy. His Incredible Hulk. His run of War Journal was good. So yeah, man, there's still plenty of good stuff out there. There's certainly some stuff that I'm not enjoying as much, but I try to search for stuff I like. I will say I really enjoy a lot of the indie stuff that's going on, and that's been a lot of fun, man. But yeah, Jimmy, I think, killed it on this first issue with Gunslinger. I really enjoyed it, and I will tell you, Patrick's art is like another level.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I think it's a perfect match with this type of story that you want to tell. especially with that grittiness, without spoiling it, but it is gritty, it is violent.
Yeah.
And I think, let's be honest, I mean, the old westerns were pretty gritty, pretty violent, pretty savage. So I think he's definitely capturing that grittiness into that first issue.
Yeah, yeah. No, 100%, man. And it should be that way, right? There's two things, right? You have this old Western, which if it's not gritty, it's not Western. But it's also in the Spawn universe.
Yes.
So all you got to do is pick up any title of Spawn. I don't care what it is. And you're going to walk away seeing somebody getting torn to pieces, man. And I love it. I love it.
No, I think I mean, if you don't mind peeking back into your answer about modern comics, it's like,
yeah.
Look at it from a Spawn fan, right? I grew up with just one issue of Spawn, which was the main title, and now 2024 going to 2025, we're going over like 15 titles that are within the Spawn universe. That now we get to talk about an old Western like the Tales of the Gunslinger, and we can talk about future stories like Rat City. So, and everything in between, right? And then you got your detective noir like with the Sam and Twitch, and you got your now the occult with Tom Healy's Nick story. And then you got 1977, so which somewhere in this universe there's 1977 that we're putting in there. So what a great time for me to be as a Spawn fan to go to a comic book store and just find Scorch, Violator, Monolith, right? The Gunslinger, Tales of the Gunslinger, Spawn main title. I mean, what are we missing? Medieval Spawn. We're missing. Well, She Spawn is coming out with Gail Simeon.
Yeah.
And
what's her Misery?
Misery also.
Yeah, then Spawn kills every Spawn. I mean, if you're a Spawn fan, man, there cannot be a better time ever. Like you said, from 1992 having one issue of Spawn to there's just so many things to choose from. It's just incredible, man.
And this is coming from a guy that would bring a Spawn comic to the counter at the comic book shop, and the comic book shop people would look at me like, why are you buying Spawn? What is Spawn? You should be buying Spider-Man and X-Men. That's, and now like there's like 10 titles over, at that store. So we've come a long way.
Yeah. No, I enjoy a little bit of all of them, man. Again, Spawn's always been one of my favorite characters, and I really enjoy anything McFarlane does. And man, I'm super happy with this Gunslinger. I mean, Gunslinger has slowly become probably one of the most popular characters within the Spawn universe, and you can understand why, man. What's his name? Scott Campbell, his version of Gunslinger, that slim kind of, I love that, man. I remember watching an interview where McFarlane was like, man, he's too skinny, what's going on? And dude, I love it, right? Because obviously Al Simmons, with his background, he's real bulky and buff, you need that, right? I love that. But man, when that slender, I don't know, man, it just reminded me of like some of these UFC fighters that are like 6'3", 175 pounds, and they just knock everybody out because they're long and they're slender and they're strong. That's what I think of Gunslinger, and I love that style. I don't know how you feel about it, but it's really fun, man.
I think everybody's embracing Gunslinger in every way, whether it's the comic form, the plastic form, the mythos that we're creating about this character, because he's becoming potentially what Todd McFarlane wanted to make this character out to be, which he wanted to have his Wolverine in his universe, right? His Wolverine type character within the Spawn universe, and he wanted that character to be the Gunslinger, to embrace that persona and to be loved by fans. I see people getting tattoos. I believe Mark Tiny Spawny has a Gunslinger tattoo.
No way.
Yes,
Mark, you got to post that so I can see it, man. That's awesome.
So now we're entering that period of like that fandom that people like this character that much. They're getting it tattooed on their arm. So let's ride this momentum, because in all truth, where I see like multimedia things like this is like, Who wouldn't watch an HBO show or whatever, Gunslinger, right? Every Sunday night, 9 p.m., and it's gritty and it's dark and it's Western. Count me in. Count me in.
Count me in. I'm wondering, well, we got the King Spawn movie coming, and it sounds like they're actually starting to get some things done now, which is a good sign. You think there'll be any other spawns that make an appearance in that movie, or do you think it'll be just simple, focused
on which movie?
On the new movie coming, King Spawn.
King Spawn. Yes. Man, I have so many mixed feelings about the movie and the way the production is coming and all around. What I'll tell you as a fan is, if there's no movie next year, if there's no movie the year after, I'm okay with that, because as a fan, I don't need to feel vindicated or assured by having a movie of my favorite comic book character. Just because I love a comic book character and I love the story behind it and I love collecting the character, I don't feel like the movie makes him incomplete, if that makes any sense. So I don't feel like he needs to check that box of like, oh, well, he's got to have a movie. You know, there's a lot of movies being pushed out there. I mean, Craven Hunter and Madame Web, and then these are comic book characters that not many people know about, kind of maybe just like Spawn. And those movies are just not hitting the marks, and it makes people even make fun of it or hate it or think of it like, oh, these movies are stupid. But so no, Spawn is okay. If the movie happens, whenever it happens, we'll welcome it with open arms. We'll go see it. But I don't feel like I invest that much time criticizing the process, the Hollywood process, into making this movie happen, because these are multi-million productions and in which they're putting money. And if people don't identify or don't connect with a character that they're not familiar with to begin with, then why expose them to that point? You know, an animated series, I think, would be a great way to introduce the character and the darkness of it and the different elements about it, because there's so many layers to Spawn. There's the spiritual, there's the outer worldy, there's the angels, right? There's the demons, and so all of this stuff sometimes is kind of hard for people to digest all at once. But when you have a TV show or an animated series, you're slowly kind of like letting them into that world, right? Into like, okay, I get it, I see what's going on, and then it launches you to the movie, to the big screen. And so, hey, that's just me, my 2 cents on the matter. So whenever the movie gets made, good things take time, they say.
I agree, and I almost feel like maybe Todd should have started with animation first. If you look at everything that's been successful superhero related over the last 2 years, it's animation. It's not live action, right? Marvel has really fallen off with everything that they're doing. DC, obviously, after the Snyder era, has been kind of dormant. We did see the trailer, which I enjoyed, so I'm hoping that it's going to be good. We'll see what happens, but it's really not. I can't think of a superhero movie as of late that have really hit the mark. But if you look at animation with Invincible, you look at what DC has done in most of their animation. I mean, DC still kind of rules animation out of the big two, whereas Marvel has kind of always owned live action. I feel like animation is the way to go, and people are consuming that type of media through animation, and it's more successful and it's more cost prohibitive too. I just feel like it's a much better route to be able to tell a story and build that fan base before you come with live action. I think what Robert Kirkman is doing with Invincible is really smart, because, I mean, he had an amazing run. It's one of my favorite runs of comics of all time, Invincible, 144 issues. It kind of ended abruptly. Everybody was a little bit upset, but then he came out with the animation, and now look at Invincible today, man. Everyone almost knows, who Invincible is, who Mark Grayson is, right?
Exactly.
And because of animation. Now, because you built this fan base even bigger, now when you go to live action, you have a built-in fan base of people who have gone to Amazon and seen it. So now you start to, what's up, Junior? Yeah, once you start to kind of build up to it, all of a sudden now, like you said, you have a fan base that maybe you can draw in enough people for that type of a movie. But to go from, you know, an independent comic directly to a live action, I mean, it didn't work too well the last time, right? And to be honest, I watch that movie at least once a year still to this day. Again, I'm a dork. I know the CGI is terrible in that, but everything else in the story I actually really enjoyed.
Listen, you
Spawn is
you spend nights at hotels. You know how it is. You don't know what you're gonna get on that hotel room, where it's DirecTV or whatever it is, Xfinity, and you flip through channels. It's the only time I get to watch commercials. It's when I'm at hotels.
Yeah.
And then you're flipping channels, and then boom, Spawn the movie comes out for some random reason. And I'm like, I'm watching it, right? I'm doing reports, but I'm like watching the movie in the background. No, you said it, Tommy. Invincible's a perfect example.
Yeah.
You have a character that went from an independent comic book, and then you build this fan base that now, when I was at New York Comic Con, Ryan Otley's had the longest line at New York Comic Con, the longest, nonstop. I mean, like his stable was empty by 2 p.m. So yes, build that story, build the momentum with the animated. What's up, Ace? And like Mark said on the comments, that he says that everything is done for season 4, aside from the animation. Great, because that is such a great path to build your audience. I'm talking about, you know, animated shows. Creature Commandos. I don't know if you watch this show yet.
I watched the first 2 episodes so far.
I'm on episode 3. I don't know if episode 4 dropped. What a great show. Okay, I was skeptical about it because I don't know nothing about these characters. I'm sorry, I don't know. Obviously, I recognize Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein, and then we knew about Rick Flag Sr. But everything else to me was just like, doesn't click.
Yeah,
I watched the first 4 episodes. I binge watched them. What a great show, and what a great way again to bring the fans, you know, introduce you to these characters. Because guess what's going to happen? Those same characters from the cartoon, the animated show, are going to be showing up in the live action movie. James Gunn already said that. We're going to see Rick Flag Sr. We're going to see some of these characters, the Weasel, like we saw in Suicide Squad. So, like, what a great way to go into the live action movie now, knowing what these characters are all about.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more, man. I think that's the right path. It sounds like Todd is adamant about having a second chance at this movie, and I feel like nothing's going to stop that. So we'll probably get the live action first, but I'm telling you, the HBO series is iconic, man.
Yes,
it's iconic. I think it's one of my favorite animated series. I mean, I love Long Halloween with DC and a couple of others, but man, it's absolutely incredible. So yeah, Mark, I hope that they are, like, did he confirm they're continuing the animation with season 4 and just building upon that and keep going?
That's what it appears based on what I'm reading from Mark here, that they've done everything except for the animation portion of it. So they might have a story, they might have you know, those the sequences and everything, the voice actors, and take advantage that Mr. Keith's still around and with us, so he can maybe be the voice for Spawn again.
Yeah,
I mean, his voice is Spawn.
It's Spawn.
He's the Kevin Conroy of Spawn.
Yeah, agree. Yeah. He said it was ready when. Oh wow! So we might already have it.
Yeah.
Nice. That'll be huge, man. I was surprised it was canceled too, man. I remember when it came. Was it 96, 97, something like that?
97,
yeah. When man, it's good to know, Mark. When it came out, man. I mean, at that time, right? We got Max, which blew everybody away. So far out there, it was incredible. And then we got Spawn, and Spawn was just a shock to the system for most people, man. They're like, what the hell am I watching? And people who were reading the comic knew exactly what we were getting, but a lot of people, you know, that was their first experience of Spawn, and it was just badass, man. And I have to feel like at the very beginning, I'm trying to think of another like rated R for adults animated superhero series, and I'm trying to think, was there anything before that was R rated?
Well, the Max was a product of the Liquid Television from
Liquid
MTV,
Television.
and MTV had Eon Flux.
Yeah, okay.
Which I also thought it was kind of like adult animation. You also had Heavy Metal and the movie, which came out as well, which featured animation. So they were definitely pioneering that landscape for adult animation. And then you had that movie in the 90s called Cool World with Brad Pitt and Pamela Anderson, which also played into those adult themes.
Yeah.
Combination of adults, right? So
Yeah.
So wait, but look where we are now. And if you watch Creature Commandos, what a great show! Rated R, 100%, and the animation is so kick-ass. I I see some elements of the Japanese animation in it. So, and the action sequences are really well done. Not to mention the music and that magic of James Gunn, that intro music that I can't skip. I have to watch it. So it's that good. I'm surprised. So kudos to James Gunn. I think he's driving that DCU ship very well. So I think he's going to do.
Yeah, fingers crossed, man. I hope a lot of this stuff. I mean, he's doing a lot, and that worries me when you try and do too much, because you start to hire other people that maybe don't have your vision, and all of a sudden you got some, you have, what is it called, the Spider Woman version? What was that called? That just came out. That was terrible.
Oh, Madame Web.
Well, yeah, Madam Web. Oh, yeah, that was hard to watch, man.
It
that
was
not great.
I've watched Morbius, Madame Web.
Yeah.
And I've watched them in 3 parts because I kept falling asleep. And then the next night, I'll watch a little more, thinking that I will finish it. I didn't. So I watched it in 3 parts. But yeah, it's a shame. And that's why I feel like we don't need to rush the movie. I think if good things take time. I just think if you're gonna deliver a movie, make it kick ass. Yeah. Make it like, man, it's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah. Junior's asking a lot of questions about all these things that are going on in society with the changes and race swaps. And I could tell you, I'm not a big fan of race swaps or gender swaps. I think it's lazy. But I don't think there's an issue. Like, we need diversity. People need to be represented. I'm good with that. I don't think there's an issue with that. And I kind of disagree with Spawn being made to check a box. If you look at the history of Todd McFarlane, that was his best friend that he made a comic book of, right? So, and his friend was black. So I don't think there was any boxes trying to be checked there. And he was always created in that way. And so I don't have any problem with that, man. What I do have a problem with is making major changes to characters later on. I'm not a big fan of that. And I think it's just a little bit lazy. And I feel like if you're like, I have this awesome opportunity to have amazing black comic book creators on. And it's more offensive when they just race swap or something like that. So I feel, look, I think there needs to be diversity. We have a lot of fans of different backgrounds, and they need to be able to see themselves in those. And I don't have a problem with that at all, man. But I'm not big on that other stuff, man. Not my thing. And I disagree, Junior. I know a lot of people that are not white that buy comics, man. A lot. So, yeah, I'm all right with all that stuff, man. So I don't know what's going on with Jimmy, man.
No, and if we need to reschedule, I'm totally down for that. That's not a problem.
Yeah. No, let's give him until the top of the hour. Maybe he got the hour different.
Oh, he's on East Coast.
He's on East Coast time, but I said 7:00 East, and he goes, "Yeah, no problem." So, and I sent him an email. So we'll see what happens, man. That Ash is so dope, man.
I know. I'm trying to get him on the shot. What's that?
Who the Ash? Who's that made by?
This was made by a company called Palisades Toys.
Oh, okay, I'm not familiar.
Yeah, they had the license for the Muppets before. I think NECA has them now, or
NECA does.
So before NECA, before Super 7, Palisades Toys made a name for themselves because of the Muppets action figures. So if you look up Muppets Palisades, some of those sets are insane, especially like the animal set. They had an animal set with all his battery, like his drum set. And so Palisades made really cool figure. So they made the Ash figure. They made two versions of this figure.
Yeah.
There's a clear smoke variant, and then there's this one. This one glows in the dark, like the firefighter yellow glows in the dark.
Yeah.
The articulation is limited. It's 5 points of articulation.
Yeah.
But they were able to capture like the head sculpt. They did a really good job with that.
Yeah, they did. It reminds me, I have from Rob Liefeld, the Prophet.
Yes.
Yeah, but dude, the articulation, it's like 3 points of articulation.
3 points of articulation.
Man. Yes. But I mean, that's how toys were in the early 90s, man. But yeah. No. But that Ash is dope, man. I'll have to go on eBay and search for that, bro.
$5 at a
Are you serious?
Yes, at a local comic book store. And I was able to pick this guy up, and $5, you couldn't go wrong. The car was really bad condition, but I wanted one to open.
That's dope, man. Yeah, because you don't open very much.
I don't open very much because of space, but I do open whatever I think it looks super cool, and I have to open it. So you'd be surprised. I have a lot of open.
Right? That way you have one enclosed and one open.
Yes. I just recently picked this guy up for $10 in Florida.
Oh yeah.
Nothing to make a fuss about, but this is the Redeemer.
Do you have the battery in it?
And I should have the battery in it.
I think it's his chest, right? You push his chest too. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I have mine over here, but my arm is broken on it.
Oh, this guy's arm broke. The light up arm.
Yeah, mine too. Like the wires are holding it.
Like yes, I opened it out of the blister, and then the arm was just hanging.
Yeah.
A little magic super glue. Yeah. What I was worried about was the electronics. I was hoping the electronics would work, and thankfully they do. Yes.
Yeah, it works good, man. It works good, man.
The Redeemer Series 3.
Yeah. That's hilarious, man. Yeah, Mark said today we have way too much articulation. I will tell you, every morning when I come to pick up my figures, I agree with you, Mark. They're like on the ground. I'm like, oh my God. Even with the disc, sometimes it still falls, man. But my Marvel Legends are the worst, man.
Oh yeah,
those things fall especially the female figures with like the high heels.
Oh yeah, forget it.
I have to lean them on a bunch of stuff so that they don't fall. I was like,
if anybody should have had stands, would have been Marvel Legends. Those should have come with stands.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, can you buy like the disc, the McFarlane discs, or no?
No.
Really, huh?
No, the only company NECA sells those, but I don't know. But I don't know if those discs will fit the foothold on the McFarlanes. Yeah. But yeah, they actually sell you a box package of 10 or 20 stands. Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree with Mark. I think you get a little bit better molds when there's less articulation, because my assumption is with like McFarlane figures, because there's 22 points, it's a mold. Is it a mold for each of the 20 points, I assume?
For
like a McFarlane figure, because they have 22 points of articulation, is each piece that makes up that articulation being molded by itself and they're being put together, I assume, yes. Right? Yes. And so that's why sometimes like a knee doesn't bend the right way. It's like, yeah. I mean, I just keep mine like statues anyway, so I don't care. But I know I have a lot of, other folks that also collect McFarlane, and they do some pretty dope videos, like almost like a little bit of live action. I don't know how they have the patience for that, but it's pretty awesome to watch, man.
It is. It's pretty entertaining to watch. To answer your question about the different pieces in the molds, it's kind of like what he's doing with DC Multiverse, right? Because DC Multiverse, he's building different characters, and some leg may have a holster. So there's already a piece that has a leg with a holster. So you can take that piece and combine it with the torso of maybe Superman or Batman, and then he starts putting the figures together.
Okay.
Now, what I do want to say about what Mark was saying about articulation, detail, paint jobs, What I do want to say is that I tell people, look at the Diablo figures that McFarlane Toys is making right now. I don't know if you had a chance to go to GameStop, but if you go to and you find these figures, they come in a box. I want you to pay attention to the detail and the painting that goes into these figures. There's only a few, I think 4 in this Diablo 4 series of video game figures. And I talked to Mr. Healy and I talked to other people. If McFarlane Toys may spawn figures with that level of detail and painting, it would be mind-blowing, because those Diablo figures are so beautiful looking. They don't have much articulation. I mean, they're already like pre-post, they're doing like some kind of post, but man, the work that goes into those figures, they cost a little more than your regular McFarlane DC Multiverse figure, like you're getting like a mini statue.
Like the figures that you have right when you walk down into the basement, the 1/12 scale, you have those ones, like some of them get to like $250, man.
The 1/6 scales
or 1/6. Oh man, but your wallet can handle that better than mine, maybe.
And I'm already phasing out the Hot Toys because I need those glass shelves for the move for the new Spawn, Spawn Hunter shrine. It's gonna be so cool, and it's gonna have a guest room. Maybe I should Airbnb that room.
Room. Someone, I can't remember who said it, but someone said yeah. Yeah. Crazy, man. We'll see. Let me see if Jimmy wrote an email, man. I apologize, everyone. He did confirm. Nothing there. Let me check. He was pretty excited too, man.
Look what I found in my pants. This is how much I travel. I found those headphones they give you to watch the movies on the plane. This is how much I travel. I find the headphones in the pocket.
Oh, I love it. I love it, man. Yeah, nothing yet, man. I hope everything's okay with Jimmy. I've had him on before, and he's very punctual. So I apologize, everybody. I don't know where he's at, man. But we'll definitely reschedule for Jimmy, man. I would love to have him back.
So I have a giveaway happening over on Instagram that, maybe what I can do for you, Tommy, you can give us that magic word to post on the comment section so that people can enter and go away with a factory sealed Gunslinger Spawn action figure. Bam.
Dude, that's dope, man.
And I can tell you that this guy will not break. Guaranteed. He will not break. Dude. He comes with a stand, rifle, and 2 guns.
Yeah. That's dope. That's dope, Ty.
And in addition, I would also include a Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger cover B.
That one is Bjorn Bernards, I think is how you pronounce it.
Barons, yes.
Barons, sorry, yes. Yeah.
So what would that word be, Mr. Tommy?
I think it has to be Gunslinger, man.
You read my mind.
It has to be Gunslinger, bro.
So everybody, get over to the Instagram post that I just posted maybe about an hour and a half ago. Yes. And type in Gunslinger in the comments, and you will be entered to win a Gunslinger Spawn action figure and a comic cover B, which Mr. Tommy does not have. So maybe you can enter too. Gunslinger.
I'll let everybody else win, man. It's all good, bro. You already hooked me up, bro. I got my Japanese Spawn. Dude, I treasure that thing, bro.
I love the Japanese stuff.
Yes.
So let's reschedule. You let me know when. You let me know that time, bat channel, and we'll be here.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be another giveaway.
Yeah. That would be dope, man.
I have something Gunslinger-ish related.
Let's see the gun one more time, bro. Look at that.
Not this, because it might get
live, bro.
customs. Yes.
What's up, Shine? We had Jimmy on. He was supposed to be on an hour ago. I'm not sure what happened, bro. So we're all hoping that everything's okay with Jimmy. I know they've been going through a lot with the hurricane that went through there a couple months ago. Unfortunately, Jimmy and Amanda did take in quite a bit of water, and it was a bad situation. So yeah, so I'm hoping everything's okay with Jimmy. I've had him on before, and he's always great. So we will reschedule. I do apologize, man, and we'll make it up the next time. I know Ty has other Gunslinger stuff. I will make sure I have some stuff too as a giveaway, and we'll have some fun, man. But I hope all of you enjoyed this first issue of Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger. I thought it was a banger. Man, Patrick just killed it on art. Incredible, man. But yeah, Shine. Sorry, brother. Sorry, everybody. I thought he'd be on, man. We gave him till after 8 p.m. Eastern just in case he got the time messed up a little bit, which happens because I'm in Central Time. You're Central too, right? Colorado Central?
No, I'm in West. Mountain.
Yeah, so it's 6 for you, 7 for me, and 8 for Jimmy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's all over the place, man. I'm already confused, Ty. I'm already confused, man.
Yes, and you know, and I put it out there. A Tiny Spawny, obviously, Mark.
Yeah.
He's doing a giveaway on Instagram on Monday, so everybody stay tuned for that. So we're gonna be trying to do our giveaways so that we can have giveaways on different days. That way you get spoiled like all week long, and we're gonna try to include Petro Spawn as well to see if he can join us on this routine. But I wanted to ask you, Tommy, and if Mark can join us too for the Gunslinger with the Jimmy, I think you'll have fun too having him on board too. So just throwing 100%. That out there.
100%, yeah. Me and Shine just had, who do we have on Shine? It was Philip Kennedy Johnson. So that was fun, man.
For sure. Fun. Well, guys, get on the Instagram, type the word Gunslinger.
Yeah.
Or, you know, and enter yourself.
Gunslinger. Everybody get over to Spawnhunter, type in #Gunslinger. See if you aren't the winner, man. I absolutely love it. I love it, Ty. You always have you and Tiny Spawny, man. You guys give away some dope stuff, bro.
Yes, we try. Yeah. We try to help the community as much as we can.
Yeah. And everybody in the chat, man. Junior, Mark, Shine. Who else is in there, man? Eric. Who else we got? I know Will was in there.
And Mark.
And of course, Mark, the Spawn fanatic, man. Ace. We had a lot of folks coming in and out, man. Thank you so much. Punisher, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. Sorry about Jimmy. We will definitely I'll reach out to him and we'll reschedule. He won't have a problem with it. But yeah, I apologize, everybody. I thought he'd be on, man. This is the first time this ever happened, man. We've had a few lives, man. I will say January 7th, we have Daniel Warren Johnson on. So don't miss that one. That's going to be a banger.
Oh, shit. I love him.
Dude, he's one of my favorite artists ever. Awesome. And Do a Power Bomb is probably one of the only comic books I cheered up about, man. Incredible comic book. If you enjoy wrestling just a little bit, you will love that title, dude. Get it. It's out on trade. You get a beginning, middle, and end. Like the whole story is done in that one trade. I think it's like 6 issues. It is beyond amazing. It's probably one of the best comics I've read, man.
And I love the Falcon one. What's it called?
Oh, yeah, Murder Falcon.
Dude, that thing brought me, like, it almost made me cry.
Yes.
A comic book.
Yeah.
It was so good. Okay. Yeah. I was like, I was blown away. It was kind of like watching a show and you just can't stop watching every episode. Yeah. You read that book and you just can't stop. You just want to read what happens next. And that was it for me.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, Ty, as always, man, you know how much I appreciate you, my friend. Always good to talk to you, man. And yeah, absolutely. Everybody, thank you so much, man. Appreciate all of you. Until next time, man, have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Hashtag Gunslinger on Instagram.
Let's do it. Hold up time.
Peace.